Good morning. It's great to be with everyone back in Utah after having spent last week at Mission Bay in California. It was cold there and rainy most of the time. But when I climbed out of the car this morning here at the office, it was 18 degrees. And I thought, wow, I'll take the 45 or 50 in California. Anyway, it's good to be back. Great to be with you on a Monday morning. I've come prepared with some things this morning I think will be important for all of us to explore as it relates to dream creation. So we'll give everybody just a moment or two to join us live this morning. We'll get started quickly. For those of you who are watching this after the fact, thank you so much. We had like 9,000 people view this last week. We'll see if we can't give you something of tremendous value this morning. We've talked about this dream creation. I shared with you the lyrics to the new song, Dream, Come With Me and Dream. You remember those? We've talked about the importance of living in our genius and our natural gifting. That is not egotistical. It actually is more about being humble, humus, dark soil, planted in the richness of the soil so that we can then focus on becoming a better person. When we live in our unhealthy habits of thinking, we've just got so much negative dialogue going on, we can't hear our own intuition. And if we do, we'll probably talk ourselves out of it. When it comes to dealing with a difficult task, we'll most likely procrastinate until we hit a deadline. Then we'll finally jump in. And wow, that wasn't so hard. Yeah, because our genius finally showed up. So these unhealthy habits of thinking just rob us and everyone else around us of our natural gifting. So as we're talking about going into the future, to imagine what it would be like to live life in your genius, in your natural gifting, bringing it fully to the service of other people, being totally available. Just want you to feel that and bring it back here and then live in that energy for the day. I ask you to do that. And sometimes we'll still bump into a lot of self-sabotaging dialogue. I've been pondering this and what I could share with you to serve you this morning, and I was drawn to scroll number 5. I'll live this day as if it is my last. And the opening paragraph, second paragraph, this is a powerful phrase. When Og says, "Can sand flow upward in the hourglass?" This is speaking of the past. Will the sun rise where it sets and set where it rises? Almost rhetorical, huh? Can I relive the errors of yesterday and right them? The errors of yesterday, that might give you a hint of where we're going today. Can I call back yesterday's wounds and make them whole? That's things that have happened to us. Can I become younger than yesterday? Oh, I wish that were possible. We can by what we eat, the exercise we do. Yeah, great morning on the treadmill. Can I take back the evil that was spoken, the blows that were struck, the pain that was caused? Now let's reflect on Og for a moment. Og Mandino comes out of World War II. He was a bombardier. He became a salesperson. One night he said, "I'll stop by the bar and have a drink. I deserve it. I've worked hard today." He said eventually one drink turned into two turned into three. And before you knew it, he was an alcoholic. And his wife left him and their daughter, took his daughter. He was estranged from his daughter for his lifetime. Even when he became obviously repentant by the way he lived his life, becoming one of America's most beloved authors, he still was estranged from his daughter. Now, he eventually married Betty. What a sweetheart. And they have 2 sons. And the story comes full circle because after Og passed away, his daughter got cancer. And Betty was by her side serving her until she passed away. So it finally came full circle. But sometimes things that have happened to us in our lives, those wounds, are very deep and very painful, and they want to keep taking us back to that unhealthy habit of thinking, of feeling less than, or unworthy, or incapable, or somehow lacking in character. And then we have those things that we've done, as he said, the evil that was spoken, the blows that were struck, the pain that was caused. Not sure why, but this morning I was in my meditation and prayer time, was reflecting on teenage years. I think it's because I'm awakening the athlete. Played college football. High school ran track, and so excited that by my 66th birthday, Ramon and I were going to do a race. Oh, it's a 3K. It's not like, big deal, but it's a 3K. At 66, I'm going to be running this from couch potato to running a 3K. I'm very excited about this. It's waking up this athletic side of me. In high school, I ran track, ran the 440 quarter mile. Now it's called the 400 meter, but 440, and was the third anchor in the mile relay team. Obviously played football. I look back at that time, a very confused young man, been carekeeping of a pedophile age 3 through 5. That was a deep wound. And it just messed my mind up. And I was thinking back of people I knew in high school and wishing I could go back and talk to all of them one-on-one and apologize for being such a jerk. Because all it was overcompensation for a lack of esteem. I was trying to find myself, and I found what I could in athletics. That was a great gift to me, but along with it came ego and all kinds of awards and, conference linebacker, that kind of stuff. Now you look back at that and you just think, wow, the evil that was spoken, the blows that were struck, the pain that was caused. Could we just for a moment this morning, as we're reflecting on the importance of creating dreams, that's creating a new future, pause for a moment and let us honor our life experiences, the good and the challenging, both those things that were done to us and those things that we may have done to harm others. Let us just reflect for a moment and look backwards just for a moment and ask, what can I do? Can I take back any of that? And the answer is no. What we can do is if it's appropriate, if you've injured someone, apologize. Do what you can to correct that error. But then make the decision to use that experience differently. Because when we carry it around as a burden, it will crush our dreams. It will constantly pull us out of our gifting and our natural genius and back to those unhealthy habits of thinking that will just destroy our life and continue to rob us. Og says, I'm not going to let one drop spill upon the sand. Speaking of today, I'm not going to spend a moment mourning yesterday's defeat, yesterday's aches for the heart, for why should I throw good, that's today, after bad? The answer is taking today and creating the very best day of your life. Let's start adding to the other side of the scale, powerful, beautiful days. And let's take the experience and let's put it in our heart and use it as an empathetic reference point to better understand what somebody else is going through. Let's give that experience some purpose. Let's use it to serve. Let's no longer let it be a burden to us. She said, yesterday is buried forever, and I will think of it no more. We don't throw it away. We just don't dwell on it, because to think about it is to go back into that space. That will not serve us. Don't spend any of today in that space. We're going to spend today in today. Now, when we go into the future, Og says, we don't want to try to put tomorrow's gold in today's purse. That's fantasy. We also don't want to torment ourselves over things that may never come to pass. Because if we've got fear about something that's coming, a deadline, a loan that's due, or whatever it might be, or something we want to accomplish, if we waste today worrying about tomorrow, we've just destroyed the only time when we could actually create that outcome, at least a millimeter of it. So let us sit here in the now for a moment and go, oh my goodness, how often do I drift back into past mistakes? Some of them are so painful to even ponder. So let us not do that. Let us give ourselves some grace. Everyone's human. Everyone's human. In my world, I've given them to my Lord and Savior. It may not be your world, but that's mine. And he gladly took them and lifted that burden. If you can just make the decision today that I'm no longer going to spend time burdened by, no matter what it is. And I know some of you have really painful experiences, but we're not going to spend one more moment, not one, mourning yesterday's defeats, yesterday's aches of the heart, things that have been done to us or things that we may have done to hurt others. If we've had injuries done to us, we're going to forgive, which means to thrust away. Why is it that when our neighbor offends us, we burn down our own house? Enough has been taken already without stealing today too. Let's not give them today. Let us let it go. If we have injured, let us ask for forgiveness. So that we can be in this moment called the now, the present. And if we go into the future, let's go to get a clear vision of where we're headed, a target, not a daily destination for our fantasy, a target. That's why I'm doing this today. That's why I'm doing this today. Paul, in a podcast we did last Thursday, Paul Blanchard, the other half of Blanchard Leadership. And if you're wondering what that means as an Og Mandino person, Betty Mandino has entrusted Paul and I with Og Mandino's name, with his work, the 10 Scrolls, the greatest salesman in the world. We have the exclusive worldwide rights to training, coaching, speaking. And I've been tasked with writing the feature film script for the feature film. How exciting is this? So when I say the Blanchard Leadership, we're not pretending to be Og. We're just honored to bring Og into the 21st century and to introduce him to people who may have never seen him before. And Og would tell us, let us live here. Let us spend our time here. Don't spend any time there. Just bring that, put it in your heart so you can use it in the now to hear someone differently, to ask an empathetic question someone else may not ask, leaving someone feeling understood, the greatest gift we can give them. Then when we go into the future, let us not go there to worry. Let us not go there to fantasize, again, trying to put tomorrow's gold in today's purse. Let us go there to get a clear target so we have purpose today. The reason why I've made the decision, to do this action is because it will move me one closer to that, one millimeter closer to that, And at the end of the day, I will pause and I will give thanks. I will celebrate the creation of today. Paul said in that podcast that this decision impacts the quality of our actions. So the things we're doing today, the quality of them, are impacted by that decision, by that vision, by that goal. That's why we have them, so that we can stay absolutely focused today, doing these things in an organized way, with great effectiveness, totally focused on serving others, bringing all of that in our heart to serve, and with a clear vision of where we're headed. May we today, finally, in the pursuit of dreams, worthy dreams, and living in the now with purpose, passion driven, let us finally decide to let that go. Again, forgive or ask for forgiveness. Let us take the steps today to move past this, because it is the anchor that keeps holding us back, the tether that keeps us from soaring. Let us just cut it, get it out of our lives. Just be with me for a moment. We're all human. We all fall short. We've all fallen short. But let's take today and let us make it the best day of our life. When August says, I'll live this day as if it is my last, he's not saying, well, you're going to die tomorrow. If I were dying tomorrow and I knew it, I would probably be surrounded by my family. That's not what he's saying. What he's saying to us is that at midnight tonight, February 18th, 2020, is dead. We cannot bring it back. There's not enough money to reclaim it. And what we choose to do today will make all the difference in the creation of our future. If we face each day doing all that we can and celebrating that creation, whatever happens in the future, it's as good as it possibly can be. Conversely, should we spend the day tormenting ourselves over things that may never happen or burdening ourselves by things in the past, in the future we'll wonder, could I have averted this disaster? Could I have changed this outcome? Could I be in better health? Could I be at my weight that I desired in my body? Could I have received that degree? Could I have earned that living? Could I, whatever it might be. And we'll sit there and have just a whole more series from today, February 18th till then, of regrets. Let's not have any more. We have enough of them. Let's let them go. Let's begin the journey of creating this joyful experience and building day upon day upon day upon day, knowing that at any moment, life is as good as it can be. And if it's a challenge, then there's a lesson to be learned. And we get to focus on learning the lesson and moving forward. Let's make this the best day of our life with much love. If this was for you, would you just say, yeah, it was for me? Because I woke up early this morning and this has been on my heart all morning. Some of you listening are carrying some pretty heavy burdens. Let's free ourselves so that we can be available to serve, available to create, available to dream, create targets, to do magnificent things with our life. New day, new life. Today I begin a new life. Today I shed my old skin which had too long suffered the bruises of failure and the wounds of mediocrity. Today, I am born anew, and my birthplace is a vineyard where there is fruit for all. Let's make that decision today. May it impact the quality of our actions and the joy we experience in the creation of our dreams. Thanks, everyone.